Bismillah.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 2. So we are doing assignment 3 and 4, number 5. So my name is Salsabila binti Sazadi and my metric number is 202823.
Okay, hi, my name is Cik Muhammad Hassan bin Cik Suhaimi and my metric number is 203558.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Azizi. My name is Muhammad Azizi bin Muhammad Al-Nafia and my metric number is 201009.
Hi, my name is Christina Imam Sarah bin Tawahir and my metric number is 202433.
Hello, my name is Norilia Hanisa binti Suhaimi. My metric number is 203559. I'll be explaining first. So what we want to do is to minimize x1 plus x2 subject to 4x1 plus 4x2 minus x1 squared minus x2 squared minus 7 more than or equal to 0, and also subject to negative x1 squared plus x2 more than or equals to 0. So firstly, the transform function of this problem is x1 plus x2 minus rk times ln 4x1 plus 4x2 minus x1 squared minus x2 squared minus 7 minus rk ln negative x1 squared plus x2, which we take it from the above equations. So the first order necessary conditions for optimum of pxrk is delta p over delta x1 equals to 1 minus rk times 4 minus 2x1 times 4x1 plus x2 minus x1 squared minus x2 squared minus 7 to the power of negative 1 minus rk times negative 2x1 times negative x1 squared plus x2 to the power of negative 1, and it is equals to 0. So the next one is delta p over delta x2 equals to 1 minus rk times 4 minus 2x2 times 4x1 plus 4x2 minus x1 squared minus x2 squared minus 7 to the power of negative 1 minus rk times negative x1 squared plus x2 to the power of negative 1, which is equals to 0. Next is will be presented by Bella.
Okay, so next I will continue from delta p over delta x1. So from delta p and over delta x1 equal to 0, and then we simplify. Bawah sikit. Okay, so we simplify and we note for this one for equation 1, and then we substitute equation 1 into delta p over delta x2. Bawah. Okay. So after we substitute and then we calculate this equation, and then we can get x1 by comparing this equation. So 1 equal to negative 1 over 2x1, and then x1 become negative 1 over 2. So I will pass to next presenter.
So from delta p over delta x1, we got 4x1 plus 4x2 minus x1 square minus x2 square minus 7 power of negative 1 equal to rk negative 2x1 negative x1 square plus x2 power of negative 1 minus 1 over rk times 4 minus 2x1. So we just solve this equation and we got the second equation, which is 4x1 plus 4x2 minus x1 square minus x2 square minus 7 to the power of negative 1 equal to rk times negative 2x1 times negative x1 square plus x2 over rk times 4 minus 2x1 times negative x1 square plus x2. So this will be the second equation. So we substitute. The next step is we substitute second equation into delta p over delta x square x2 that we got from the start. So we just substitute the second equation into the delta, the equations, and we got equation 3, which is rk times 4 minus 2x2 times rk times negative 2x1 times negative x1 squared plus x2 over rk times 4 minus 2x1 and times negative x1 squared plus x2 plus rk times negative x1 squared plus x2 power of negative 1 equal to 1. We just let ones be at the left side and the others we bring to the right side, the other side. So next step is we substitute x1 into 3, which is x1 we got negative 1 over 2, right? So just substitute all those x1s with negative 1 over 2. As you can see, this equation is equation 3, which is x1. We just substitute with negative 1 over 2 that we got earlier before. So the next step is, so we just settle this down. We calculate this. We got rk times 4 minus 2x2 times rk plus 1 over 4 minus x2 over 5 rk minus times minus 1 over 4 plus x2 plus rk times negative 1 over 4 plus x2, the power of negative 1 equal to 1. So we just solve it and we calculate until we got in linear equation, I think, which is 2x2 square plus x2 bracket negative 19 over 2 minus 2 rk plus 9 rk plus 9 over 4 equal to 0. So I will pass to the next presenter.
Right, so from the previous equation, we will obtain A equal to 2, B equal to negative 19 over 2 minus 2 rk, and C equal to 9 rk plus 9 over 4. So we will substitute this value into quadratic formula, which is negative B plus minus B square minus 4AC over 2A. So we will obtain X2 from that formula. So if we substitute, we will get the final one, 19 over 8 plus rk over 2 plus minus 289 over 4 minus 4 rk plus 4 r square k over 4. Then from the equation, we will get, from the previous equation, we will get x1 rk equal to negative 1 over 2, which has been explained, and x2 rk from this equation. So we will get the minimum, which is x1 rk equal to negative 1 over 2, and x2 rk will only choose the minimum, the minus part, which is 90 over 8 plus rk over 2 minus this equation. So we'll get the solution. We will let the x2 by approach the sequence to rk approaching 0. So when we use this limit, we will get 1 over 4, and we will get the final value for x1 and x2. Thus, we will get f minimum by substituting x1 and x2 into the function, the objective function, which is we will get negative 1 over 4, which is the same as the actual minimum. Then I will pass to the next presenter.
So the last step for this question is that we do the minimization process for rk, which is starting for 10, from 10, 1, 0.1, 0.01, 0.001, 0.0001, and the last one is 0. So this is the x, the function of rk from this value. And we could say that the function, the f minimum is decreasing. So from this observation, we could say that for very small RK, the technique produces a good approximation for the actual solution. So that is all from us for question number 5 in assignment 3-4. Thank you.